Yeah, so I will be going through an overview of our strategy for research, and Siobhan will be talking through how we implement this strategy going forward. So in the past year, we have had really huge challenges for everyone, but through these dark times, clinical research has provided a beacon of hope. And as we look to the future, we must use the lessons learned from COVID as a springboard to build back better. So walking through being in this position and working with colleagues in the trust, we need to work as a team on how we move research and build research in the trust. So research can also be seen as someone else's business, but it shouldn't. It is everyone's business in the trust. So it's not only for clinical academics or specialist research team. Everyone can be involved in research. So whether helping to deliver a clinical trial or supporting patients or a service user, it's everyone's business. So that's the vision we have. So next slide, please. So we have the vision to make research a core part of everyone's role in the trust. I know it is ambitious, but we need to start from somewhere. And how do we do that? So if we all start thinking, it's not for clinicians alone, it's for everyone, just have that thought in your head, you'll be able to do something to support research. We would like to develop a sustainable and supportive research workforce and an adequate infrastructure to be able to do more research, because I have spoken to lots of clinicians in the trust and everybody wants to do more. So how do we do that? So we need to build our workforce and we need to be able to have the infrastructure to do this research. We also need to create a positive research culture across the trust. So most people think, oh, it's only clinical trial, poking and probing or doing intervention, but there are different kinds of research. There's health research, there's questionnaire research, so we call them observational research or interventional. So everyone can be a part of research. And also we want to make research easily accessible to patients and staff. So we don't want to make it look difficult. It's so easy to be part of research. You can do a little bit, you can do a lot. So how do we make it easy for anyone to participate? So that's why we have decided to do this spotlight on research today, to show people that research is easy peasy. It's not as difficult as people think it is. Next slide, please. So the next slide shows an overview of our strategy. What are we thinking? So we need to work with our patients, the public, and our staff to be able to deliver research. We need to be able to review our capacity in the team, our workforce. What do we have enough in the team? Do we have to build more? Do we have to increase or develop our workforce more? And what infrastructure do we have to be able to do this research? And also we need to think about how do we want to grow? We need to be able to grow in research. So we need to do more research to be able to do more research. So how do we sustain that growth in research? Also, we'd like to collaborate with more people. We need to build our collaborations and partnership to be able to do more. So we have strong links with different organizations and we need to build that more. Next slide, please. So when we talk about patients, public and staff, we need to try to see how we embed clinical research at the heart of every patient's care plan, and also how we work with all the staff group in the trust. So I am part of the BAME group, and I do try to promote research in that group because I need to let lots of people, because I have brothers who tell me they don't understand my job. They think it's you're like being put as I don't want to use the word, but I might have to, a guinea pig. And I'm trying to tell people research is not that. Research is putting yourself out there to be able to find the best treatment for us. So how do we embed clinical research at the heart of patients' care? We need to find a way to do that, and also how we work with our staff groups to be able to achieve that. We also need to ensure patients, and service users are involved in the design of research, because they know what they need for themselves. They know what the problem is, and we need to get them involved in that process. Also implement research ambassador roles in the trust. We have started to try to do that, but due to COVID and not being able to have volunteers in the hospital for a while, that has been put on hold, but we need to really implement it and be able to use our research ambassadors to promote research in the trust, and also create a culture at HHFT where staff feel empowered and supported to participate in research. So making them know that it is okay if you want to participate in research. Also, how do we do more with our primary care? We need to be able to engage with our GPs, our primary care, to develop and support research. Because if a patient comes through the hospital, they still have to leave the hospital to go to the GPs. So we need to find a way on how we do that with our primary care. And making research more diverse is critical to addressing persistent health inequalities. So we need to do more to get into different areas, and also try and make people know that research is not for a selected few, it's for everyone. Next slide, please. So our workforce and infrastructure, how do we do more? When I started at HHFT, I saw that we do have some gaps in our infrastructure and also our workforce. So we need to see how we work on that. We need to increase and develop our research workforce. So we need to be able to do more interventional trials, which will be able to help our patients more, and also support the development of a research lab. So since we've been talking a lot about all the brilliant work the microbiology team has done, so it would be good to be able to develop a research lab to get them to do more, because I think I really do know they want to do more. We need to see how we improve our IT infrastructure to support big data, because that's one of the things that is there now. There's a lot of talk about big data research. Also secure adequate clinical and non-clinical infrastructure. So I used to work at UHS, and they do have a clinical research facility. I always make that joke that if I had a magic wand, I would have done that to get a research unit. But it takes time building that. So it's how we work together to be able to achieve that. That will be one of our aims going forward. And also increase education and training opportunities for our research workforce so that they're able to do more. I always say that if they're not equipped to do more interventional trials, no matter how many interventional trials come to us, we will not be able to take on those ones. So we need to be able to see how we increase our training opportunities for our staff. Next slide, please. Sustainable growth. This has to do with trying to build and invest more in research, because it's been shown that NHS benefits a lot from research that's being done. So we need to see how we grow the research in HHFT, and also enhance mechanism from homegrown research. Tori Corner, our portfolio manager, will be talking more about how we will be able to, or advise clinicians how we can do more research, homegrown research, because we need to be able to grow our grant and funding applications in the trust. So it's one of the things that will help us grow more. And also encourage and engage with industry partners to increase our finance available for future research. So the more research we do, the more finance that comes into the department, the more we'll be able to develop more infrastructure to be able to do more research. Also, we like to ensure that there is good financial governance. So although we're trying to do more research to bring in more money, if we don't have a good financial governance or structure, then there's no point. We just need to be able to make sure that we have that appropriately, and also make sure we know how we're spending our control account monies, because that's how those control account monies is what we use to put back into research. Next slide, please. So collaboration and partnership. So for collaboration partnership, I see myself that I'm good with negotiating, but really, I'm not. So recently we have a new business manager, Roxana, who has joined the team. So she's our business manager. She will be the one in charge of going to talk to our partners and collaborators to see how we have more partners and more collaborators to Hampshire hospitals. So we already have strong links with university and businesses. So Roxana's role is to go out there to see how we get more stronger links and create more partnership and opportunities. We need to work with industry more. So that will also be her role. And also during our homegrown research studies, our clinicians, we need some funding and bids. So that is also Roxana's role to see how she finds little pots of funding or big pots of funding to be able to help our homegrown researchers to be able to do their research. And also shaping Hampshire vision and an ecosystem for that. So to put it all in a nutshell, we are looking through all these different areas, the 4 different areas, and how we build on them and move forward. But it's a strategy, it's a vision. We really want to do this. It might seem ambitious, but I think it needs to be. And I know that I have very enthusiastic colleagues, and I know we can do it. So I'm just going to pass on to Siobhan now, who's going to talk through how we implement our strategy. Thank you very much.